show couldn't go on without me. The devil is a lie. This show could go on without me, and the show could go on without you. But one thing that the show cannot go on without is God. This church can't go on without God. The youth group can't go on without God, but it can go on without the people who are argumentative and territorial. The choir can't go on without God, but it can go on without the people who are not gifted to be there. The church can't go on without God, but it can go on without the people who, when they say the doors of the church are open, you are keeping people from coming in. The show cannot go on without God, but it can sure enough go on without you. It's not your show. One interesting thing about the television show Run's House is that I can't recall ever seeing an episode where Reverend is not either present or talked about. In every show, every episode, he's either physically present or he's not physically there. You can't see him, but he's the subject of the discussion. Why is it in modern day church, come on now, modern day youth groups, we want to entertain. We'll have episodes of youth services where God is not present and God is not even discussed. God is not even talked about, because we want to grow the youth group. We want to keep the kids interested in it. If we talk about the Bible too much, they're not going to want to come. So maybe if we have a pizza party this weekend, we have a trivia time this weekend, and we take them skating this week, ain't no Bible been talked about, but God is not there. But you got to understand, if it's a youth group in the church, it's God's house. It's God's show, and the show can't go on without God. How you going to cut God out the episode? It's his show. Reverend is always talked about. Oh, he's always present. You know why? Because it's his show. It's his show. It's about his life. It's about his family. And the theme song makes it clear that it's his house. Whose house? Run's house. Before you even get to see the episode, he clears that up from the beginning. Just in case you're tuning in for the first time, I need you to know that whose house, whose is all this? Run's house. Well, just in case you're tuning in to Greater Faith Ministries tonight, whose house? God's house. He makes it clear. It's his house. He determines what can and cannot be because it's his show. And in the reality show of our lives, our bodies are God's houses. Know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost and the Spirit of God lives in who? You. It's God's house. So God determines what can and cannot be because our life, our bodies, our churches are God's show. God is in control. God calls the shots. God determines what should and should not be. God is sovereign. He's sovereign. And when you hear people say that God is sovereign, it simply means that God rules over all. He rules over all. He has unlimited authority over everything in creation. Somebody ought to shout it right there, because there's something that you're dealing with and you wonder, can this thing turn around? Well, that's a good point to bless the name of the Lord on, because he's sovereign. He rules over, he has unlimited authority over every aspect of creation. That's why there are places in the Bible where he has made wind do what he said. There are places in the Bible where he made waves do what he said. And when Joshua was in the middle of a battle, God made the sun stay in place in the sky, which means the earth rotation even had to do what he said. Because God is in control. God reigns supreme. What God says goes, because this is his show. It's his house. It's all about him. And to be honest with you, if I'm going to be honest, I have to admit that I used to have issues with this, because that means that if God can do whatever he wants to do in my life, that means I'm not in complete control. Better yet, it means that just because I want something to work out a certain way doesn't mean that it will. And that's some good preaching. Say that again, matter of fact. Just because I want something to work out a certain way